Whose camera?
It's just for audio.
For audio? Geez, that's close up.
Is there an update yet on?
Morning.
Or good afternoon.
Oh wait, just good afternoon.
On Darby and Dillard.
I'm getting more information on Darby, so I'll have something later for you, either later today or tomorrow when the coordinators speak. Just getting more information on him. And what was the second one?
And Dillard, Andre Dillard.
Dillard is okay. Yeah, Dillard's fine.
Have you heard from the league? Have you heard from the league on the kickoff return?
No, I have not. It may be a couple of days before we get any information on that.
Okay. Was it our chance to see to look at the block in the back on the kickoff on the block?
I just saw the clip on tape. We've actually been focused on Green Bay today. We won't watch this game at all. We're getting ready for Green Bay right now, so I haven't really spent any time looking at it.
You don't think it was a poor?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, even at the clip I saw on the TV, is hard to tell.
What about the 3 offensive pass interference calls? I mean, I guess.
I agree with them. I agree. Yeah, they were push-offs, and we can't do that. We know that. Can't do it.
What happened with Jason Peters? He left for a little bit and said with an illness, and then he came back in the second half.
Yeah, just a little nausea. I don't know if it was from the heat or what, but just some nausea there. Yeah, he was fine. It was good after that.
How do you weigh not watching this game and the mistakes you want to teach from, but also preparing for Green Bay?
You can't. I mean, it's a tough thing, to do. We've been actually working on Green Bay for a few days. We do get the players later, but as coaches, we got to prepare and get ready for Thursday night. I've got to flip the script. Now we can come back and when we get some time and watch this game and make corrections from that. But at the same time, we got a game in a couple of days, so we're right on to Green Bay.
When you have that many drops in the game, are there teaching points, or do you try to make sure guys forget it? How do you go about that?
Teaching points?
Yeah.
Catch the ball.
Getting the ball in.
It's just focus. It's just focus and concentration, and we got to make sure that we do a better job there, and we just continue to work it in practice, throw it to them, whether it's in individual work or get on the drugs machine, like guys do before and after practice. We got to continue to do that.
Doug, there have been spots in the 2 previous seasons where you guys, to an outsider, it might look like you could have gone one way or another. You lose Carson in 2017. You're heading to L.A. last year, needing to win out, basically, to get in the playoffs. How much of it all do you draw on that? Can you draw on that, or is this just totally different?
No, I think you can. I think you can. We can totally relate to our circumstances the last couple of seasons. But the one thing I think that, for me, as the head coach, that stands out in these last couple of games are just the self-inflicting wounds. The things, the turnovers, the penalties, things that have cost us yards or cost us points, and obviously these 2 games. And then, so if we just eliminate that, I mean, take the injury aside, we have a chance to win both football games, and we just make the plays that are that kind of come our way. Make those plays, then maybe we're talking a different story. So I can draw a little bit on the injury front from the last couple of seasons, but honestly, it's that's not what's keeping us from winning these 2 games.
Has Fletcher Cox been seeing more double teams as a result of the injuries to Malik Jackson?
No, he always gets the attention of offensive linemen, D coordinators. Whether it's guard center and sometimes even backs that chip him, besides our 2 outside guys, but draws a lot of attention, and it's tough. It's tough, and of course having 2 big injuries at that spot too. To keep guys fresh and rotated in there is hard.
How concerned are you about Fletcher right now? He doesn't seem like he's playing to the level we've been accustomed to seeing from him.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to look back to it at BG a year ago. BG missed a few games, and it took him a couple weeks to kind of get his legs. I think Fletcher's, he's coming. He's coming, and I'm not concerned with him at all. I'm excited actually of where he's at health-wise and how he's practicing and things like that, and he's, obviously a top defender, top player for us, and I think his best ball is ahead of him.
Doug, you have a veteran-laden roster, but it's also an older roster. Are you seeing the downside of that early in this season with some of the injuries? Things of that nature?
I mean, if you're going to draw a parallel, I guess, maybe that's what people would think, older roster injuries. But even some of these injuries are, are probably an effect of just, it's football. It's a rough sport, and it's hard to put a finger on some of them. We do so much in training camp, and we do so much with our strength conditioning program that things are going to come up. But I will say this: guys have battled through injury to play, and they continue to do that, and that's the positive thing.
Doug, what's your practice plan for tomorrow? Is it going to be a regular practice, or are you going to maybe have a walkthrough like you did last week?
Yeah, I mean, it's just with the short week, to have a normal practice schedule and go out and bang around is hard. Guys are extremely sore today and tomorrow, and then we leave on Wednesday. So, I'll do a lot of walkthroughs, a lot of mental reps, things like that this week to prepare for Thursday.
What did you see from Miles Sanders throughout the spring and summer that made you so confident to make him essentially mostly the guy who could, I wouldn't say the lead back, but he has gotten most snaps?
Yeah, I mean, he's really the way he's handled, his business from the X's and O's standpoint. Handled the offense, how he's run in practice, how he's caught the ball out of all the things that we've seen him do, have really given us the confidence to play and to play him, and that's, I mean, he's done everything he can do, and through OTAs, which he missed, but through training camp and how he got his body in shape and prepared, and then now even into the first part of the season. He is young. He understands that. We understand that. There's going to be probably a few growing pains with him, but the more we put him out there, the better he's going to get.
Did you see anything with ball security that concerned you? Whether it be from college?
Well, there's obviously, the history of running backs. When you look at them, there's always going to be, if you look at the full body of work, everybody's going to have ball security issues. Quarterbacks have interceptions, running backs have fumbles, tight ends have fumbles, all of that. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to point a finger there, you can. But I know this: Deuce does a great job with the ball security aspect in practice and some of the drill work that he does, and we just got to make a conscious effort, hang on to the ball.
In the past 2 games, Carson's been sacked 6 times, hit 14 times. Is that on the offensive line? Is it on him? Is it on the wide receivers? How do you see it?
I mean, it could be a little bit of everything. Could be, the protection for the most part, has been really good. The backs have done a good job there. It could be that he's trying to make a play, so he's hanging onto the ball just an extra tick. Receivers trying to separate at the top of the route. There's a lot of factors that go into that. Scrambles go into that. So, it's not all on one person. We got to look at that as an offense and stay out of 3rd and long situations, which we were in, I think, 8 times. We were 3rd and 7+ yesterday, so it's hard. And we got to. It's way too high. You're way too high. You'd love to have at least half of that. In a football game, if you have 3 of those, 4 of those in a game, you're probably okay. You'd love to be in that 4, 5, 6 range a little bit more, which means we got to focus better on 1st and 2nd down.
When we talk about Miles' production and everything, when you also look at JJ, another one, another rookie and stuff, I mean, he played a lot of snaps the last couple weeks. Production hasn't been great, but where do you see his potential and everything?
I think it's, number one, it's great for, we drafted both of those guys for a reason, and to come in and help us win games. And, both of them have had opportunities now early in the season to play, and I think it's a great experience for both of them. JJ is going to get better every time he takes the field. Learning the game and learning how, I think too, just learning how to prepare mentally, how to study defensive backs and what are the tendencies of defensive backs, just like they look at receivers. And all of that's part of becoming a professional, and this is what these two guys are learning. Andre's learning that same thing, even though he's probably had a few more opportunities, to play as far as, in training camp and things like that. But both these guys are going to be fine. I'm excited about their futures and how they can help us win.
Miles, do you see with Miles, do you see like a parallel with Nelson Aguilar, his first year in your system, and that you have to maybe trust your instincts, knowing that he's going to come out of it?
I mean, we're talking, 2 fumbles or at least the ball on the ground in one game. I mean, Nelson, that 1 year, it sort of kind of was 1 or 2 here, and then it just sort of kind of continued. We're drawing off one game, and so it's hard to say at this point.
You spent a lot of time in Green Bay, obviously. How intimidating can that building be, and how challenging for young guys to go in there and just kind of treat it like a regular game? Talking about Lambeau.
Yeah, great place to play. Number one, I was there when we, at the time, renovated the stadium the first time, and now it's obviously been renovated before or again, and where it is today. It's a loud place, very loud. It's a great place to play. It's a great football atmosphere. The field, the fans are right on top of you. It's close. It's tough. I mean, it's almost a dome environment, because of the noise. So, we got a couple days to prepare for that and work our silent count. Again, we had great experience in Atlanta, so we'll take from that into Green Bay.
What jumps out to you about the Packers now? They made some changes defensively.
What jumps out, what I've seen so far, one, obviously, offense is being efficient and being able to score early. Defense has been opportunistic. I mean, you look at this game, yesterday against the Broncos, a couple turnovers there, one before half and then in the third quarter that caused, or allowed, 14 points. I mean, you look at Denver and you look at us and you're going, geez, hang on to the football. And maybe you got an opportunity there to, they had a touchdown that was called back because of a penalty and things like that. So this defense is very opportunistic. They can give you a lot of problems on third down. They'll play 5, 6, 7 DBs. And they got Coach Pettin's got a pretty good, blitz package. So short week, we got to prepare and get ready to go.
At what point do you consider making any changes in personnel, like maybe throwing Sharif in there or Deshaun? It's been 3 games and the ends don't have any sacks. So.
I think we're still early in the season. I think we're way too early to start, making too many, just kind of knee-jerk reactions a little bit on personnel. And we just got to coach up the guys we have too, and we just got to get better. I mean, it's about what we do a lot each week, not so much what our opponent does. But if we just do the right things, then again, we're standing here maybe 2-1 or at least maybe 3-0.
On the 4th and 5 at the end of the game, the one that ended up.
You mentioned that earlier, that there were plays there to be made, and they just weren't being made. Why not?
Why not? I talk a lot about hold your focus. This game comes down to one play at a time mentality, and you got to be engaged on that play, max effort, max concentration. And sometimes when fatigue might set in, or maybe you're dealing with a nagging injury or something like that, it just draws from your attention. And when I say to the team that everything matters, and it comes down to your attention to detail during the week, how we prepare, how the coaches prepare the players, how they study. I mean, there's a lot of factors that can go into that. And then, I tell the guys a lot, listen, when the play comes your way or when the ball comes your way, make that play. Make that play. That sounds easy, but obviously it's extremely hard when both sides are going 100 miles an hour.
Is Alshon going to be ready for Thursday?
Say that?
Is Alshon going to be ready for Thursday?
I'm opportunistic. I'm hoping, that he's ready to go. We'll see this week. We got a couple days, but walk through later today. We get the guys in here, and I'm hoping he's ready to go.
Just curious on the 4th and 5 at the end of the game, the one that ended up being the Sproles pass. It seemed like there was some confusion pre-snap. I know you want to hold on to the timeout, but did you think about calling one there?
No, I did not. Wanted to hang on to those. We had to play. We got the play in. We got it communicated effectively. We were just trying to get our guys lined up in the right spots in order to get that play off.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Doug.
Zach,